So you guys were one. I'm hearing a lot of you guys. You guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that. And when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So it's shorter. There you go. Crazy Cat Lady Gamer Reviewer or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment purpose.
Hi everybody, Martha here. So, yesterday, I got done watching, last night, I got done watching the Jungle Cruise movie. There's not much to spoil here, and frankly, I don't really care about spoiling this movie to you guys. And I don't really want to, talk about this movie that much, so... And, to tell you the truth, it is better than a lot of live-action Disney movies, or not a Marvel movie, like compared to Cruella or anything like that. This one is definitely better. To tell you the truth, Cruella's the only thing you go about Cruella's the soundtrack. But my view. But this one is a lot better. It's just I don't. I only watched the ride. I never been on the ride personally, because I never been to Disneyland or Disney World. So I have watched the ride on Disney on like a different occasions. On one on back when I was a kid. They had that VHS sing along stuff, and they had the Disneyland sing along one, and one of the songs did have Jungle Cruise on there. Not a big chunk of the ride, more that compared to the other ones. That one's not on there that often. It's just like a little bitty part of it when they're doing one of the songs. But I did watch that again recently because, in case you noticed, it's on YouTube. That's a nostalgic moment for people who were alive back then, who, because the reason why they made sing-alongs. Here I am talking about something else entirely instead of this movie. But I promise I'll talk about the song, talk about the movie. The reason why they made sing-alongs back then: one, we didn't have YouTube. Two, we didn't have a way to go to like with DVDs, you can't go to the song and just have it play all the time. You'd have to fast forward it to that song. So this is a shortcut way. If you just buy a VHS that has like 6 songs on it, then you can just listen to that song that way. And that's the reason why. And sometimes it was cool, even though they're not like made for those occasions. There was times we get to see two characters, mainly Jimmy Cricket and Ludwig von Drake, but they're usually the same animations. If you're a kid, you don't notice that, but you watch it as a grown-up, you will notice that. But back to the topic at hand. Maybe one day we'll have a video on sing-alongs, Disney sing-alongs, for all you '90s kids. Now kids nowadays like wondering, why are you doing that to yourself? Why are you watching that? You just watch it on YouTube. You kids don't know how lucky you are when it comes to that kind of stuff. But anyway, I also have watched it on YouTube, the whole entire ride. I have watched several Disney rides, because since Disneyland's so expensive, this is probably the closest thing I'm ever gonna get to go to the actual thing. Now that they're even charging you to skip the darn lines and go straight in if you have enough money. Ay. You guys just really want the rich people to go out there. You don't really care about us poor people, but well, that's good. So, and me watching the ride, And what I've heard about this movie, I've heard like this is just The Mummy and Pirates of the Caribbean mixed together. Which, and after I watched it, yes, that's basically what it is. Because basically, The Rock is both basically put together. Jack Sparrow and Rick. I don't even remember his last name, but basically, Brandon Fraser and Johnny Depp's character put together in this, and even just like Johnny Depp and this is your spoiler, and just like Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean, he is cursed. Separate unlike Johnny Depp, he did not. He was cursed all entire time during the movie, and he chose. And unlike Johnny Depp, I don't think he really chose to be cursed. But anyway, these guys. Yes, this movie is a lot like Pirates of the Caribbean, and because Disney is still possessed with that franchise, even though nobody cares about it anymore, in my view. I mean, I like, to tell you the truth, when it comes to Pirates of the Caribbean movies, I only like the first one, really. The last two after that are okay. I don't like the last two that were made. But they want to continue making that franchise, even though a lot of people don't really care about that franchise anymore. And since they don't want to make movies with Johnny Depp anymore, for you know why, I don't agree with that reason, because as far as I believe that he did not do nothing, he was probably just he. I don't really want to talk about it, but I don't think he did anything to Amber Heard, or she did it. But anyway, so, and since they can't do that for those reasons, they go make movies with The Rock, basically the same thing, where, and and the reason why also this is a lot like the movie, like Mummy's movies, basically, Emily Blunt is Rick's wife, and they do end together by the end of this movie anyway, and it's around the same time too, similar time periods. Except for I think it's during the 1910s compared to the 1920s, but still pretty close to the same time period. And also they even own Jonathan, which is her brother uh Gregory, I think his name is, the gay guy, the one that I was really hoping that they're gonna make this guy another one of their first guys. This is our first gay person, even though we have done 1,000 other first gay guys, of first gay people before this. Because last time I checked, the real first time I ever heard them doing their first gay was when they made LeFou gay. I mean, dude, I know you don't want to do this because you're afraid of you really just want us to say, thank you for recognizing us. I mean, I just really don't care, but I would like them for once to actually make these first gay people actually kiss another person, not just hint in a conversation like he did. And he didn't even say that he liked a guy in the conversation. He just hinted at it. I don't even think my boyfriend I was watching a video with even noticed that that's what's going on. Well, okay, because there's people out there who take that conversation he had with Frank, who is The Rock's character in this, wrong, and just think that he broke engagement with a woman to go with another woman. So, yeah, they could. And the only reason I knew about this is because I've been following the media about this and find out this character is going to be another of the first gays. But the reason why they don't want to do it, really, because they're afraid of China won't like it. Yeah, and China's the one who will get them a lot of money. Yeah. Dude, if you're gonna do something, go through with it, okay? don't just go halfway and stop. Just go through with the old way. I've seen a bunch of other movies and TV shows do it. Why can't you? Um, but so basically, let's get this movie is basically about Emily Blunt's character wanting to go and get a rose petal in order to bring back in order to heal people who get sick. Frank is basically her tour guide to get her down to that area after she stole the object in order to find it, which is an arrowhead. And she also has. Takes place during 1914, so it's during World War One, and so she's having a British guy who's a prince, I guess and he wants to get it help with the war. And the fact this is in World War One they did it, not just the Nazis and what Indiana Jones. But that's what also this remind me of. But he runs off and teams up with basically the cursed pirates in this movie, who are basically just who end up being part or different from the Rock's character because they look like they're blended into the island, blended in the area, and they both can't leave because that's part of the curse. You cannot leave. You can't die. You're stuck on the river, but they actually look cursed. He doesn't. And the way we get to find out he's cursed because he gets stabbed by a spear or a knife thing, basically, and he falls into a river, and we think that he's dead. And he explains to us after a bunch of lies because he's done a couple of cons with against these guys. He first was ordered to keep his engine. He went in there to get the key for his engine because he owes a lot of money to the person who's in charge of owning the other boats there. And he also made order to get Emily Blunt to actually pay him money because he's retained to be somebody else, the person who stole the engine. And he uses a jaguar or a leopard. I always get those two mixed up, and I think since and I understand why people get those two mixed up. I don't get why people get those mixed up with cheetahs. Cheetahs, yes, they look similar, but they are smaller than these cats. I'm pretty sure this is a leopard because there's also black leopards. They showed later on because since how long he's lived, he's had other pet wild cats as his pets, just like this one. And he uses this wild cat as a way of getting her to buy it, and he no longer it's just his pet. So, and we find out that later because her brother finds the cat in there while he was getting ready to go to bed, and also basically, and she goes into the his cabin where he says to both her and her brother do not go in there. And she finds out the truth about that he was also looking for it. But we don't find out his curse until he pretty much thought he was dead. But to tell the truth, I didn't think they would actually kill him because it's kind of a lot of people are here to watch him. Because a lot of people like The Rock. A lot of people are here to watch him. And the last thing you want to do is to kill a lot of the reasons why your person's here. Because first they're because they're a Disney fan. Second reason it could be because they like him. So yeah. So, and the movie ends basically with them discovering it, and then and you think that he's about to die again, because he becomes part of the island just like his friend, like his the other cursed um people down there, um and they feed him with the petals in order to give him back his mortal life, so he can actually leave, and him and Emily Blunt can live happily ever after together. So, and she's still able to get more petals. I guess once the moonlight is back on the tree, that's when the petals are available for you. So yeah. So did I like this movie? And like I said, it's okay. There are a lot of dad jokes. I think that's because of the tour. When you go on the tour of the Jungle Cruise, a lot of the people who give the Jungle Cruise do dad jokes, so they're trying to honor that. And I don't really care that Sam is a girl in this. I really don't care. um, I had to ask my boyfriend, since he's actually been on the ride, and I know Sam's no longer on the ride now, but I'd ask him, Sam's a guy on the ride, right? Because that's what people are saying. I wanted to hear from somebody who actually been on the ride. It's not on the internet. And he said, yeah. Um, so, so I did, it's near there. I don't like when they change the rides, but because I like, since I admire Walt Disney, would like them to leave his rides that he put in there personally, and Jungle Cruise was one of his rides that he put on the land personally, and just tell him, and just leave it alone. I know nowadays they do consider those part of those rides racist, but it's I people should probably just leave things alone. I just really wish they would. I'm not the only person who thinks that, because people need to realize, yes, things were different back then, and maybe they should guess that. And I'm not ever gonna call him racist, okay? And he didn't always have control over what was in his movies, because a lot of times he was focusing on Disneyland after a certain life in him. So, and yes, the world was a completely different place than it is now. So, here I am defending him during this movie, but I just really wish they would just leave the rides alone. But no, they're not. So let's go back to the movie at hand. I'm getting out topic here. Twice I've gone off topic. But anyway, so I think this movie, it's not perfect. It's sometimes, there was a few times I did laugh, so it did entertain me, and I was not bored, only happy. Like, oh cool, there's a new song on. Yay! There was not really a song in this movie, there's music. And I did like that they did use because Emily Blunt's character brought a camera, an old time camera, and I didn't like when you see the eyes through the camera, and you see how like basically how a silent film would be going, and there even is no sound. It's just so cool. I like that detail. That was like a favorite part, like in the movie. One of my favorites in the movie when they brought it back to the silent sound thing. So, and I just want to know if there was any times they actually did reference the ride. I think only time I think they did reference the ride is when they showed that hippo that was made of wood during his tour. So I think that's the only time they actually did. So I'm gonna give this movie. Is it worth watching? Kind of. So I'm probably gonna give it a 6.5 for you guys. So yeah, you want to watch it, you want to. I'm not trying to remember what I did Cruella, but I don't know. So I'll see you guys later. Like, share, and subscribe, and Well, actually, I'm gonna give it a 7. Uh, it's it's alright. So bye bye.